Jack saves the world.
Ah, she vanishes.
What?
All right. You know this show, Pastor Shaft. This is not totally the same time we just did the other review.
What are you talking about? We're wearing different hats.
Yeah, we are wearing different hats.
Yeah.
Because that's the rule of the show. You have to wear hats. I feel like Pastor Shaft with hats. With hats. How we do this thing, basically 4 minutes, decide if a show passes or shafts or a movie passes or shafts. And since I said show first, you may know what I'd be talking about.
If you haven't seen the title of the video.
Shut up. Alright, Samurai Jack Season 5.
Yes.
Everyone was looking forward to Samurai Jack coming back from Season 4, or just to have a finale, an ending. After Season 4, I remember I think it was the one where he helps a baby or something like that.
Yeah, that was the last episode.
Yeah, and I was like, it was a good episode, but that's not the ending.
You're lucky I ran the whole series through on Hulu recently.
Yeah, I do remember it was about a baby, and because I remember
he tells a story to it like an old folk tale, I guess.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's the one thing I remember aside from the ending.
And so I feel like Samurai Jack to me was that show when I watched it, it was like the violent show, even though it wasn't that violent.
No.
But it was one of those things where it's like, you tell your friends, I was like, what's the most violent cartoons you can think about? Samurai Jack is pretty there. And now this one just takes the cake.
Yeah.
And so I guess we're going to get in there, talk about, last time we did a video about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, we did a challenge about whether I agree with your review. I said I agreed mainly about one thing and I disagreed about another. For this one, you're gonna try your damnedest to disprove, to not.
I don't think it's gonna be possible.
To get me not out of the Platinum Award. I'm gonna already say this already should already pass. It's the fastest passing we've ever have to give.
Of course.
I have nothing wrong with the show, but you're gonna literally spend your 2 minutes trying to disprove and disagree with me about why this is.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but I might as well try.
Might as well try.
You're giving me the challenge anyway, so.
So I'll give you the challenge of why I think it's perfect. Ready, set, go. Okay, so I think Samurai Jack Season 5 is perfect on many ways, scales, mainly because it keeps its Samurai Jack theme from the original intact, like humor, Aku being a funny villain, having all those great characters and all the fan service, and having, of course, violence. But violence is now amped up with a more mature theme. Even throughout the show, even like halfway through, where, like you said, it becomes talkative, and it's more of a developing character between Ashi and Jack, and it can be humorous but not as violent throughout. But it ends up being violent and very serious, even up until the last moment. Like in a scene of like Aku being funny, it's a very serious event when he suddenly turns Ashi against Jack, who we've known to love throughout the entire time. And all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, you're going to have to kill her now if you're going to get to me. It's not like you're going to fight me anyway, because I'm just going to vanish as I always do. And it's only key because Ashi ends up helping Jack in the end, which ends up dropping the biggest blow at the very end of the series.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's consistent with its original series and its new source material. About being a very mature show.
Even though 50 years have passed, you can totally live. This is a continuation of the story. Like, it's nothing new.
You're concerned that Jack has now officially lost it. Like, it's no longer Jack. He doesn't have a sword. It's not Samurai Jack now. It's him with guns and pistols and a thing that's like a pole
Dark Souls armor.
Yeah. And it's like, this is not Samurai Jack. And it's like darker. And it's like, I like that part though. And then he gets all his sword and I miss his beard. And I feel like it just mixes well together, and there may be like the talkative and little nitpicky spots, but I don't have a damn thing wrong to say about it.
Okay, it's funny you say that because you just reminded me of another fault, if I can remember it within my 2 minutes. Okay, I completely agree with everything you say. Like, I have no real problems with the show at all. Even the people accusing things like, oh, why Jack and Ashi together, or I don't care about any of that.
Says they're just warriors.
Yes. Okay, here's the first thing. For the first few episodes where Jack's losing it, like his mental state, he's hallucinating. I really enjoy that because we're seeing a side of Jack that we're not really seeing, we're taking full advantage of, and I really thought we were just going to stick with that route. But as the episodes go on, you just find out, oh, the Omen thing that's following Jack, yeah, it's its own thing. Like, it's not a thing Jack's seeing. And in a sense, even though it's called Inner Jack, like the last time we see him, like when Jack regains his sword and stuff, that's actually Mad Jack. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really thought that. I thought this was going to be another thing where like Jack was hallucinating and stuff like that. But it's it's all part of his split personality thing, which I have no problem with. But it's just like, they weren't gonna take that step further with him hallucinating. But
yeah, that would have been a little nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, I know. I mean, this is coming from a selfish point of view anyway. It doesn't ruin the show it anyway. As does the other thing where, like, yes, I agree that, like, the last, let's say the last third, like, becomes a lot more talkative compared to, like, the atmosphere you get, especially from, like, the old episodes. Really, the only thing I say that would have made it better is probably the last episode, and you can argue against me on that, is just make it an hour long, because another cartoon show recently that ended the series on an hour long, and it felt consistent all the way through, didn't feel like it dragged on, was Gravity Falls. Like, everything that needed to be answered in that show was there. It ended on the perfect note, just all around real good. But I feel like with Samurai Jack in this last episode, it didn't necessarily needed an hour-long episode anyway. It worked fine on itself for 30 minutes. It did everything that it needed to do.
Fan service, battle scene, ending with Jack and Nashi dying.
Jack didn't die. What are you talking about?
I feel like the ending. It didn't need the whole hour to accomplish that because the talkative episodes were used there to build up to the fact he's gonna fight Aku very soon. Why does it always happen like that? Comes out of nowhere, man. 4 minutes are short.
Wow. They are. Thanks for noticing.
We did pretty good though.
I know.
All right, so I think you already knew. I already said it before. Can we go back to that time in slow motion when I said it passed? I am willing to stand by my award where I give a platinum.
Of course.
Pure perfection.
No,
the little nitpicks are little nitpicks to me. And, while I'd like to see, Jack continuously firing his inner demon all the way to the very end, I think that his outer demon, end up, where Aku was literally the reason his inner demon exists in the first place. It's all his fault. And I feel like I can't argue the fact of, if I had to rewatch it, I would just be analyzing even more why I like it.
Of course. It's sort of like a hot fuzz thing.
If it's something that close to perfection...
You really have no problems with this.
Yeah, no problems. The only other show accomplished that is Avatar: Last Airbender.
Oh my god, the DVDs are right there. You want to watch them?
Yeah.
You have the Hasby twins?
That's going to be another platinum.
Yeah.
So, until then, I guess, there's one movie I guess I said we should probably watch eventually.
Really?
Dead Snow 2. I said I was going to show it to you, and I guess...
Yeah, when's that going to happen? Halloween?
That would be a good thing to release on Halloween, but we're going to need a lot of movies to fill in the space between them.
Mm-hmm.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Huh?